Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Good morning. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin. On a Monday morning, I'm covered in glitter. I've been coughing it out since Saturday night. Heck, it was even in my morning breakfast. Wheeler and Lekter with you on your Monday morning. It is a wonderful, lovely, crisp, beautiful February morning. It's minus 27.4 according to our computer. And we are getting going on a little thing we like to call this show. That's it.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, man.
How was your weekend?
It was good, Bertie. I mean, I've still got glitter in most places.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be at a glitter table on a Saturday night, which is nice. And I got glitter thrown in my face multiple times.
Apparently our Friday crowd rocked the show.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And I feel like
the performance notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, the Saturday crowd was pretty great as well. Pretty hooting and hollering. Not a standing ovation, which I didn't appreciate.
What?
I was up there almost by myself. Standing and ovating.
That Saturday crowd. They expect nothing but the best.
Yeah, well, they got pretty much the best. It was a
Saturday
fantastic show. And that's not just because my partner was in it either. I mean, I know like 90% of the cast, and it was fantastic. We had a really great time, as it always is at Brrrlesque, and another great show pulled off by that crew.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. We'll go into deeper on the review later in the show, where I nitpick every little thing. No, I'm joking. It was fantastic, and we've come into Studio One with a brand new member of the crew, and he's on the wall. He's a cardboard cutout of some dude in our merch. Hard pass.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin, Wheeler and Lekter with you on your Monday morning. And Lekter does not like what I was doing with his headphone volume. It was too high, it was too low. Just right. Is it just right
you're
now?
all over the map.
Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good now.
All right, then shut up.
Okay.
God, complaining all morning long. Brrrlesque was this past week, and I know we kind of opened it up, the show on it, but there's more to talk about. You saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
And apparently you think your Friday crowd was better than my Saturday crowd. I disagree.
I know our Friday crowd
right.
was better than your Saturday
You don't
crowd.
know that? You weren't there on Saturday.
I have a pretty good idea.
How so?
Traditionally, the Friday crowd is better. You ask any Brrrlesque performer.
Not true
ask
at all.
anyone.
Uh-huh.
Any one of them.
Uh-huh.
They'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
People I think it's the after work crowd. They're ready to go.
Yeah, that's probably
They're fired up. Saturday, you've had the whole day to relax and
Yeah.
kind of look forward to it.
Oh,
You're like, you're not, you know, you're maybe not quite as pumped up as you would have been on
but
Friday.
I feel like you're getting the best show on Saturday.
You probably are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the
but
best crowd.
the energy from the crowd amps up the performance.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not so sure.
I don't know about that. I feel like you should be putting on a 110% show every time.
Oh,
No
I
matter what
agree.
The crowd is.
I agree. Yeah.
I know it does. A good crowd can definitely spur a good show. And it was a good show on Saturday.
It was a fun one.
It was a great one.
Man.
It was a great one. Some really, really strong acts this year. And, and my girlfriend's was top 2.
They rocked the theme
It was so good.
thing, too.
Oh, yeah. They had a big medley of 70s tunes and did, like, good 70s style dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps that they're all, like, pretty experienced dancers, too.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, everybody came out and everybody had a really solid idea.
Yeah.
Right? And, we had a friggin' great time.
Saturday morning, Nicole and I got in the car, and we were both just singing, rock the boat, baby, rock the boat,
tip the boat over. Yeah.
and then, of course, started chanting, Pizza Pete,
Pizza Pete, Pizza Pete. So
Oh, man.
Very good.
amazing.
Yeah, and friend of the show, Hansy Copperfield. Just
My God.
Just crushing it
Holy.
every time. Every time.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic show.
What shocks me, and this came up last year as well during Dead North, where there was a person, and I got really like testy about it. I got my back up a lot because the person was like, it was after Dead North, and like someone, I think someone had posted something about Dead North, and like, oh, what a great time, and blah blah blah, until next year. And this one person, I can't remember who it was just like, how oh, I wish I'd known about this. I guess it's just for in the know Yellowknifers. And I was like, and maybe they were just kidding there, but then the last sentence was like, you guys should really try to advertise more really irked me because I was like, okay, advertise on the radio.
Was this
on
this
Facebook.
Burlesque?
No, this was Dead North last year.
Dead North.
Dead
Okay.
North last year. So on the radio, on Facebook, there's posters all over the city. Also, it happens at the same time every year for the last, like so many years.
But you have to know that.
You have to know that.
Be in the know.
That's right. You have to be in the know. Anyway, that bugged me, and it didn't happen this year like that. But it was shocking. Like I'm at work, and I'm telling people, I'm going to Brrrlesque this weekend. You guys going to check out Brrrlesque? I was like, I didn't even know about it. It's like, how do you not know about it? It's one of the biggest events of the year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people don't know about it because, or they don't like kind of keep their ear to the grindstone or whatever. But like also, the tickets sell out in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So like people are just like, well, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Go out of my way.
Well, it could be. Yeah, it could be. They tried once. 4 years ago,
and then
didn't get tickets,
and then they just like
well,
hold it against Brrrlesque forever. I'm never gonna go again.
You're right, because
Yeah.
you're never gonna get tickets.
You're never gonna take this with that
That
attitude.
minute and a half window.
That's right.
There's no room.
Yeah. So, but it was a fantastic show. So, congratulations to all the organizers, all the performers, and we had a fantastic time. It was beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful stuff.
And how was the after party?
The after party was also a thing. I went for an hour and a half.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all right.
I'm exhausted.
It's a good appearance.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
You
Fair
know?
enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
And Phoenix was ready to go. Like after an hour, she's like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. And it's not that you don't want to hang out with everybody. It's just that like she right now is currently working on 3 shows. That was the third one, and is teaching 18 classes a week.
Yep.
So she's just exhausted. And we went home.
And that's a long show week.
It's a long
too.
show week,
Yeah.
and like I know people were there until like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Well, of
as
course.
is tradition.
Yeah.
I may have had a few too many pops at the bar, so by the time I got to the party, I had a few more, and then like 8 slices of delicious Bruno's pizza. I've never seen so much Bruno's pizza in one place. There were like 2 dozen pizzas.
Oh, Bruno's catered.
Yeah. Fully half of
Lovely.
them were ham and pineapple for some reason. I don't know what was going on. I was like H&P, like every one of these boxes H&P.
So you just found a box of pepperoni and went and hid in the corner.
No, I went H&P all the way.
Oh.
I love ham and pineapple, but
Team player.
yeah, absolutely. Great show, great audiences, great people. If you don't know about Brrrlesque, it'll be on next year.
A morning show without a podcast is like a poorly crafted simile. It just doesn't make sense. This is the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
The first weekend of the Canada Winter Games is in the books, and Northern Team is having a pretty good go of it so far. Not too bad.
Yeah.
bad.
Team NT, pretty interesting story so far, but the...
No buts. Interesting
but-
story. They're up 2-0
but-
on Newfoundland. They ended up losing 5-3, but still, they gave them a run for their money.
We'll talk about Team NT tonight on
All
Cabin Sports Radio. All right? Well, you'll hear all your Team NT stories.
Fine.
But the big story
Big story.
right now
Yes.
is coming from a different Northern Territory
That's right.
to our East Team, Nunavut.
Yes.
Their first ever appearance as a hockey team at the Canada Winter Games. Won their first game against Team Yukon.
That's right.
5-3. Sounded like it was a thriller.
Take that, Yukon. I know we're all north of 60, but no. All right.
We're very much Team NT and Team Nunavut.
Yeah, against Team Yukon.
Yeah, we're against Team
We're
Yukon.
not all
They're-
Team North.
They're the odd territory out.
That's right.
for
You're
sure.
the odd territory, and you're out. That's right. A
But yeah.
long-standing rivalry with the Yukon.
Well, yeah, naturally.
Yeah, that's
of
right.
course.
That
Yeah.
bougie territory to the west with all your tourists. All right. But yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome story.
Yeah.
And
especially just the way it came together. I mean, this is not a group that I get the sense from the story. It's not a group that has played together a whole lot.
No.
I think this is kind of like their leading up to this tournament.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the first time they, a few teams or a few players from different communities. The team's made up from of players from Iqaluit, Rankin Inlet, Coral Harbor, Chesterfield Inlet, and Whale Cove.
all over the place.
All over the place. And I kind of get the sense that this past week, maybe 2 weeks, was the first time they've really played together as a unit.
Yeah.
So a little bit of chemistry there from the different players that came from the different communities. But overall, yeah, not Not exactly the way you would want to tune up a team going into a national tournament, but
Seemed to work.
apparently it doesn't matter.
Apparently it worked.
Yeah, just bring them together, slap some jerseys on them, throw some skates on them,
Beautiful.
and put them on the ice. And yeah, first win in first ever game. Pretty
Awesome.
cool.
Congrats to them. More news on cabinradio.ca. Ollie is sharing all that he can and bringing you as many stories as we possibly can get out there. Team NT's gymnasts over the weekend overcame a series of injuries to actually to compete in the team final. The one of the gymnasts had a leg injury beforehand. The flag bearer Maggie Carson, not Carlson. Carson was already nursing a foot injury. Began the team final bleeding from her leg after opening an old wound. So these ladies were absolute warriors this past weekend. She's fantastic.
She's an amazing story on her own. Like, this is her first competition in over 2 years.
Yes, because of a brain tumor.
Yeah, been recovering from that, going through chemotherapy for the last 2 years. This is the first time
surgeries, chemotherapy.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible story, incredible young woman. TSN even featured her on their coverage as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, very, very cool.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you hear the just one more thing about the team Nunavut team? Did you hear about their week leading up to the Canada Winter Games here? They were actually invited for a training camp at the Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa.
Hey!
Yeah, so they got to do a 3-day training camp there, which was coached by former Senators Chris Neil and Chris Phillips.
Oh, so now Chris Neil and Chris Phillips are going to take credit for their win.
That's right.
I see.
Put all their strategies in place from that early to mid-2000s Senators team.
That's right.
Couldn't be stopped except by the Leafs when it counted.
That's right.
But, yeah, incredible story. They got to hang out with those two and then got to watch an Ottawa Senators game at the end of the week.
That's awesome. Well done. Well done.
So I think they may have been riding that high a little bit.
That's a pretty good
heading into
high.
the Canada Winter Games.
And another example of how Ottawa just wants to take credit for all of Northerners' accomplishments.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
We got a new cabin dude.
We do.
In the station in Studio One. It terrified me this morning as I walked in.
Did he scare you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I noticed was that the little white cabinet out there in the front room, gone.
Got an upgrade.
Now it's just some table.
It's a lot better looking.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I like the fact that we have
cabinet. It's an off-white cabinet against a white wall.
Some storage there. It was good. It's not a white wall. It's light blue.
Is it?
Yeah, and then the wall in here is taupe.
Is that taupe?
Yeah. It's supposed to be soothing.
Man, taupe.
That's why it's in so many
taupe has changed.
Government offices because they don't want people going insane.
No, AJ, every once in a while he gets motivated on a weekend, comes in here.
That's right.
Does a little vacuuming.
Did he fix the keyboard?
He did.
He fixed the keyboard tray.
Look at that. Rolling and everything.
Oh, our GM is just on the ball.
I don't want to roll it too much.
Now, we've been looking for something to do with Studio One's wall for quite some time. We've been thinking about kind of noodling with ideas of getting artists to come in here and add a little square or a little space or
our
do
feature
something.
Wall.
And now, of course, we don't want to ask people to do things for free, especially artists, because they get so uppity about it. And rightly so, because nobody can be paid in experience or exposure.
Depends who you ask, I guess.
Don't get me started.
I'm kidding.
You should be honored to play for the Arctic Winter Games. Yeah. Anyway, cabin radio dude. So it's just this a fairly handsome dude. It's cardboard cutout. It's 8 feet tall. He's wearing the cabin gear. He's got dirty shoes. He kind of looks like the Trivago guy for cabin radio.
Oh, he does look like a young Trivago guy.
Yeah, he does like a yeah. That guy's looking old, man. He's super gray now and stuff.
He's probably in his mid-50s. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Still trying to tell people how to travel. He's like, I live alone.
He's doing a great job.
You guys should travel more. It's like, well, we don't live alone, man. We have families and jobs. It's like, yeah, I know.
I loved when the internet just zeroed in on that guy years ago and was like, this guy needs
a new
something.
Shirt. He needs a new shirt.
It's a new shirt. Take some pride, Trivago guy.
It was so funny that the first iterations of that commercial is does this guy only travel? Did he just step off a plane from a red eye and he's like, hey, you guys should use Trivago. It's great for tickets and hotel rooms and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you look like you just stepped off a 14-hour flight? That's weird. But this guy
then he
on our
cleaned up.
wall looking pretty good.
Yeah, I actually thought it was Fletcher from the NWT Brew Pub at first.
Oh,
I walked in yesterday.
It does look a little like Fletcher. He looks a little like a Kennedy though too.
Yeah. So
So-
I came in and yeah, AJ was he's like, oh, I vacuumed. I was like, yeah, I see that.
Yep.
Thanks, AJ.
Thanks, buddy.
He's like, yeah, I also bought this new cabinet. I was like, oh, okay, awesome.
All right.
And then walked in the studio and he's like, oh yeah, I also did something with the feature wall.
Ah!
And I was like, why is Fletcher looking at me? And but I didn't say that out loud yet. And then AJ's like, it's my brother. I'm like,
It's his brother.
Yeah, no, right. That's not Fletcher.
Yeah.
Just looks strikingly
It's his
like
brother
him.
Frank.
Yeah, that's right.
That's his name, right? Frank
Frank
Goodwin.
That's a good
That
blue
is a
collar
good
name.
Yeah, Frank Goodwin.
Damn.
PI.
I would trust that guy.
That's
to
right.
Fix anything of mine that was broken.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Frank
Frank
Goodwin.
Goodwin.
Your local MP. I will tell you that I saw it and I was like, oh wow,
You didn't like it.
So like AJ's brother got this picture taken, got it turned into a cardboard cutout, and sent it to him.
Yeah.
So he's had this
I
in his
think for
house for a
Christmas.
while for
Yeah.
Christmas, and so he decided to put it up here because we, as of yet, don't have anything on this wall.
Yeah.
Placeholder.
Placeholder.
I put a sticky note on there that says hard pass. Hard pass.
I think your standards are too high.
Are they?
Look at
No.
that guy.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude. Good-looking dude. Yeah, I don't want it on my wall.
Okay, well, it's just a placeholder.
It's a placeholder.
We'll put him somewhere else.
He's staring at us to remind us, like, you guys need to do something about this wall.
His eyes kind of follow you too.
Oh, well,
I don't know
yeah.
if
So
you've
it's a
done the test yet.
well-taken
Ooh,
picture.
It's very good.
He's got that. He's got that eye following thing going on. See, I'm going back and forth, and he's still looking at me.
The most striking thing about it, though, once you notice it, you can't unsee it. His shoes are filthy.
Like, ugh.
I mean, I guess it fits the theme of the cabin dude. Rolling up his sleeves, getting dirty, getting in there.
Everything else is well coiffed and clean.
But everything else is very clean.
Like, he looks great. And then his shoes look like he just came out of a pigsty. How dare you, Frank? How dare you?
Frank only has so many hours in the day.
I think we'll have to Instagram this later on.
Yeah.
We'll put that up. Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to come by, remember, our doors are open for the most part during the day. Come by, grab some merch, see what we're doing down here, maybe take a picture with Frank.
He can't high-five you because
No, he can't.
Not a real person.
But you can touch him all you want.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Monday is Malaria Day. Or Measles Day in BC now, because people aren't vaccinating their children. Wonderful stuff. I did want to say one more thing about Brrrlesque, and I was there with my mother. I was there with a couple of friends, a couple groups of friends, and I brought my mom as my date, and she dressed up in full regalia. It was in basically like a silk house coat and stuff. It was great. She looks great. She always goes to the nines when she does stuff like this, and she brought Oscar. Now, Oscar was a prop made for a show years ago, and something she's very proud of. But Oscar is like a 9-inch paper mache thing. Member of the family, and is covered in glitter and butterflies, and it's just wonderful. And people took notice of it during the show, and it was great. But
did the performers take notice?
Yes.
Did they have a little fun with Oscar?
Yeah, a little fun with Oscar. Grabbed him up, showed him off, flopped him around.
Bring him up on stage?
Did he get up on stage? I think Oscar got up on stage. Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Bit. I'm going to be honest with you, Lekter. Like I said, had a few pops.
Yeah.
Some of that night is there, and some of it is not.
Some of it.
That's right. But so she was taking pictures. She's having a little trouble with her camera. This is why nobody carries a camera anymore, because they're just pains in the butt sometimes.
And we all have phones.
That's right. So she was taking some pictures, and she shared some pictures because she had a great time. We had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
But she shared what is arguably the worst picture I've ever seen of myself.
Oh,
ever.
is this the one with you in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
How dare you?
Ooh.
It's awful.
I agree.
I
with you
look.
on
I'm
that
out of the side of my face, and I think I was in the middle of trying to pull a face because she was having so much trouble that we were sitting there smiling for 30 seconds, and it's like, all right, let's make a face. And I tried to pull a face, and I was like, ugh. And that
noise perfectly describes the
right,
face.
And it doesn't look like I'm pulling a face. It looks like it's just that's my face. And I saw the picture, and then I saw another one. I look fine. Another one. I'm like, okay, so I don't look like that,
right?
But I do. And I was looking at it and thinking, I moved from Vancouver 5 years ago, and I haven't been back since.
Right.
And I was thinking, like, any of my friends who haven't seen me
Ooh.
in 5 years, they're looking at it like, good Lord.
This is what the North
This
does
is what
to
the
people.
North does to Wheeler. My God. I look like I'm in my, like, late 40s.
Yeah, you look sick.
I don't look good. I don't look good.
I mean, it happens to everyone. Has unflattering
it does not
pictures.
happen to you.
No, it does.
I was going to say that I've never seen a bad picture of you.
You took a bad picture.
When?
Of me. The first picture of me when I got back to Yellowknife.
Oh,
after
yeah,
our trip in this studio.
Let me find that.
And I look like a troll.
You know,
I don't know what was going on in that picture. Like, I think I was making a face. I don't necessarily remember what face, and I hope I never make that face again because, like, my nose grew and got bulbous all of a sudden. I don't know.
It's a preview of what you're going to look like when you're older.
Red. I mean, I was a little unkempt, just returned from 6 months of traveling, so that probably had something to do with it.
I don't have it.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I hope that picture has disappeared.
I don't have it.
That was the most disgusting picture I've ever seen of myself.
Oh.
I was going to say, everyone takes unflattering pictures, but I think the thing that really stood out about that one and made that one of you, like, that much worse was that Phoenix was there
and
right beside you, looking fantastic. Yeah, like, just beautiful smile on her face, like, just looking like $1 million. And then you're beside her, looking like you're choking on a fish.
I mean,
something.
Yeah, like, just awful. And, like, I was gonna say something. I was like, this might be the worst picture of me. But then people would have been like, yeah, but Phoenix looks great. Don't make it about yourself. It's just like, well, yeah, she looks great, so I have to make it about myself because I look like a troll.
You know, Phoenix, you could take one for the team and look awful once.
Yeah, if you could you just, like, not look fantastic all the time?
You need to coordinate that a little.
Yeah, right? I look like I just ate I was just, like cleaning my teeth with children's bones.
Yeah.
I look like a troll. I don't look good.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything about that picture.
I was gonna like message my mom. I was like, can you just delete that picture?
Yeah.
And then she would have been like, fine, I'll just delete all of them. Like, that's not what I meant.
It's not all.
No, that's not what I meant. Just delete that one because I look terrible. And then she would have been like, but Phoenix looks good. And I'd be like, I know. Which makes me look even worse.
Can you crop it then?
Can you crop it? Yeah, just like, and that's, I mean, for a lot of the shots I have with Phoenix, they would do a lot better if it just, like, you just crop that guy out. Just get out of there.
You know, people say a lot of things about Photoshop and how it has no place in photography.
Absolutely
that one could do wonderful things.
Absolutely. It could have photoshopped me out
in cases
of
like
the picture. Oof. It is brutal.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I'm secure with the fact that there are angles of me that don't look great. That's fine.
Just that one.
Just do a shot.
Just that one.
If I do a shot like head on, all good. Any kind of angle is just like, whoa, where'd that chin come from? Yeah. So that was my little rant for the day.
Fair.
For Burrrlesque. Because, that's the other thing about Burrrlesque is that you just got finished watching all these beautiful performers and, like, being, like, really, really confident and sexy and everything. And then there's a picture of you like that. Like,
After you've just, and I mean, you've been number one drinking for a couple hours. You've been screaming.
Pop.
You got blood is rushing to the face.
Blood's rushing to the face. I'm covered in glitter. I'm a little sweaty because it was really hot in there.
That was a perfect storm for not a great.
It was
picture.
not great.
Yeah.
I look. Like
you look great in the
troll.
The one when the lights are off and your face is covered in glitter.
Yeah,
you look great in that picture.
Absolutely, I look great in the dark.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
A town called Balushia Guba since December has been descended upon by more than 50 polar bears and have declared somewhat of a state of emergency within that town. I wouldn't want to call it a state of emergency, a hamlet of emergency, perhaps.
It's a little ironic because apparently it's a small military town.
That's right.
But they've been overwhelmed.
They've been overrun by bears.
What are you going to do? I mean,
I don't know.
If the bear patrol isn't doing its job.
And it isn't, apparently.
And it's clearly not.
Guba, they're apparently not paying their bear tax. That's fine. But when you don't
This is what happens.
You don't pay for the bear patrol, this is what happens. Bears overrun your town. This has got to be terrifying, though. Because I know in, like, Churchill, Manitoba, that obviously it's part of the tourism industry there, but, like, bears will just kind of roam through the streets.
Yeah.
And you're not really supposed to go out, like, during that time.
Yeah.
Don't go outside. There's a bear. And like it's just like every morning probably. It's like you don't have snow days in Churchill because it's like up here.
Bear days.
Yeah, bear days. There's a bear in the downtown center. So
there are
go to school.
There are a couple videos here of just exactly that. Bears just strolling through the streets as
So
a
many
mom
bears.
with her cubs behind her. It's really cute.
Administrators from the Russian town of Brrrlesque brief residents on the dangers the town faces amid an influx of hungry polar bears, which is prompting a military response. They said, quote, "It is impossible to run away from a polar bear. They're just too darn cute. How could you not? You got to go up to them. You got to pet them. Look at those ears. Look at them ears. And they're white, and they're so cuddly.
They're rolling around in the dump.
They're
having a great time.
They're having a good time. They're like big dogs." That's terrifying. Due to a deficit of food, polar bears can turn their attention to a potential source of food, including a human. And we are tasty. We are the tastiest of animals because we tend to eat terrible food, which makes us, nice and marbled.
Nice and meaty.
Nice, meaty, and marbled. Although I imagine in a military town they're less marbled and more meaty. But, yeah. Have you ever encountered a polar bear?
I've not. No, I've never seen a polar bear. Well, aside from like at a zoo, but that doesn't really count.
Those aren't real polar bears.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are black bears painted white. No, I've never encountered one in the wild either. I know some people who have not encountered them, but have been like in an enclosure or whatever,
right?
And like seen a polar bear and it came up to the thing and like batted on the window trying to eat them, but nothing like being out there in the middle of it and like coming face to face with a polar bear. Although a ton of hunters in the north have, it's kind of a part of the experience.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Not usually. You don't usually, pass one while going down an aisle in the grocery store picking up some cereal and polar bear walks by.
Yeah, prick up your ears, Florida. We don't have polar bears in Yellowknife.
Okay, you can have the last box of Frosted Flakes.
There you go.
I'll go get some oatmeal.
Yeah,
or something.
and then the polar bear just grumbles as he walks away. Bunch of grumps. Bunch of polar bear grumps.
And then, of course, doesn't even pay for it.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder how much a polar bear pelt is going for.
Oh.
I mean, wolf pelts are going for $16.50.
Yeah.
I know a few hunters out there that are killing dozens.
And again, this is a military town.
That's right. They shouldn't really have a problem. I think it's illegal to shoot them.
I would think, yeah.
You
can't exactly be just picking off polar bears from your bedroom window.
But I mean, if it's a military town, you're being descended upon by 50 bears, and it's endangering everybody. I mean,
you would assume that they would be the most well equipped to potentially handle the situation.
You think so? So? Just a small tactical nuclear strike.
I guess
just a tiny one.
Yeah, this is not the kind of thing you predict, though. Yeah, we were prepared for a nuclear strike. A bear attack? No,
we don't know what to do.
You didn't see that coming.
Well, I don't want to kill a polar bear either. Like, I mean, if you were hunting one, obviously that's different. Like you're hunting for food and things like that. It's part of your business. That makes sense. But like, if one's just kind of coming into your camp and like, I don't know. It's just I wouldn't want to if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe once they eat all the garbage, they'll leave.
Yeah,
to the next.
Yeah, no,
town?
absolutely. Bears are notorious for finding a food source and never coming back to it again. So they're probably going to be fine as soon as they eat all that garbage. Because once they're done all that garbage, the humans obviously won't produce anymore. So
That's right. Problem
there you
solved.
go. That's absolutely right. Wild animals will go to a food source and then leave it.
Thanks, bears.
Thanks, bears.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.